Okay, it's recording. Hey guys, welcome. Well, I shouldn't say welcome, but it's more like I guess this video is kind of going to be a goodbye, if anything. I'm not quitting YouTube, I'm not quitting the channel, but I think I might have found a solution to a problem I have been having with the channel. Problem being with the solution, though, is it kind of requires me to not use my microphone while recording. And this also creates another problem, though. And don't get me wrong, this does create the biggest problem I have with my channel. And the problem that it creates isn't all that big, if I'm being honest. If anything, it's actually quite pleasant for some other people. For instance, let me just go over what I'm trying to say. Basically, part of the reason why my upload schedule tends to go from like, okay, I plan to do this, this, and this. Like, I know what it used to be, I was trying to upload one episode of the Road to 50 series every Sunday. Next, I was originally planning on trying to start a Galaxy of Pen and Paper series, which I was going to upload the first episode more or less just whenever I more or less like I was just waiting on a YouTuber to upload one of their videos because the series is supposed to be like a tribute to their channel, you know. And so because of that, I ended up waiting for them to upload their 100th episode of a series that they were doing before I uploaded my first episode of the series I was doing. And just something to know, I want to go over some things that are going to be going around the channel before I do the deed. And the deed is I'm planning on from now on, whenever I record my videos, I'll be recording with the microphone off. Now, for some people who understand what that means, good for you. For someone who don't, like I did, and like I was before I messing with settings. See, the recording software I use, and you guys see a watermark down in the corner. I never realized that watermark was there, to be honest. I don't watch my videos. I don't really those after they're made, so I never knew there was like a watermark in them. I always like because I use a record software called Vidma Recorder, and as you guys probably know from my recordings, yeah, it kind of sucks if I'm being honest. It will cut out at the worst possible moments. I'm half expecting it to cut out during this quick update video, even though I'm going to be saying just the bare minimum that I need to. But basically, one thing I plan to be doing for the series is I'm planning on starting the recording without using my microphone. Now, the thing about Vidma Recorder is that just like most recording apps on mobile, there are essentially like four settings you can put the recording software on. One is microphone, which records your phone audio, your internal audio, and your microphone. Then there's the internal audio, which just does the internal audio. Then there's the both option, which does microphone and internal audio. And then there's just mute. Now the thing about Vidma Recorder is the fact that because I tend to record using games, I'm recording gameplay videos. Apparently games aren't available to record internal audio. So that means that technically the game audio you guys normally hear in my recordings isn't coming from the game itself, it's coming from my speakers. The microphone is picking up the speaker end of the phone. So like imagine calling someone and similar to like how most people do those things where they call two people or they call themselves or whatever. They call their friends, like right, so they put the phones together. You know, like imagine that, but with just one phone, and there's no like overlapping stuff, there's no like feedback loop or whatever. So it's just like the speaker is going into the phone, going to the noise from the speaker is going to the microphone, and since there's no like feedback or anything like that, like the recording software isn't making bonus noise. Because of that, it's no like feedback loop. But one thing you guys probably did notice in my videos, which I never noticed until I was testing my recording software earlier, is apparently whenever I move my hand, it actually messes with the speaker. Because it messes with the speaker's audio, apparently it distorts the microphone's ability to record it a lot worse. It is very disturbingly like unnerving, and I don't mean that as saying like it's dark or anything. I mean it's like very upsetting for someone who has very sensitive hearing like I do. I can hear pretty darn well. But basically, Luckily though, that's one of the problems that will be solved by me using my microphone on mute. But if you're wondering why mute and not just the internal audio, well, let me explain. I even installed a second recording app at one point just to test this. But because I record games, the internal audio feature can only record the audio within specific apps. And none of my games fall into those apps. It's mostly just like the basic Google and like settings and stuff like that. Things that more or less probably wouldn't even have audio to begin with. You know, like, I'm surprised YouTube wasn't there, but then again, there's like more or less kind of features on these apps that make it so when you go into YouTube, you no longer can record and whatnot. But then again, I could probably just bypass that by going to YouTube on Google and just like staying in Chrome and whatnot. But like, I'm not trying to encourage hacking or anything like that. I'm not trying to allow people to avoid using YouTube Premium and downloading it and using it like that, because that's a bad idea, and you could probably get sued for doing something like that. I'm guessing. And I think it's about the same as piracy. Be sued enough for like piracy and whatnot. So yeah, but basically, because I can't use the internal audio to record the gameplay, so like the only way for me to actually get the game's noise is apparently through my microphone. I might as well. I guess it kind of just doesn't matter what I do, because if I do it because the only way I can actually be able to record the audio for the games is by using either my microphone or doing the internal audio and microphone both at the same time, and then just having sure the microphone is in fact active. But no matter what, the microphone seems to have to be active for me to actually record game audio. So because of this, there's this kind of problem where I can either turn off my microphone so you guys don't have to hear my voice or more or less noise in the background, and I don't have to focus on commentary as much, meaning I can actually get more gameplay done per video. And depending on the game, I could probably just put the game in some sort of autopilot and basically just walk away and let the video do itself, you know? Let the game play itself. And you guys would never know. I mean, you guys would probably know whether or not it's an AI doing things for me or whether I'm doing it for myself. Especially in Soda Dungeon 2, which will be continued. I'm not giving up on that series. I just haven't had time to really do it. And, you know, I haven't really time to make a video. I'm probably going to make a video Sunday, Wednesday. And now I'm either, depending on how long this quick update video I'm making is right now, the video I'm making, this video right here, I'm probably either going to quickly see if I can make a video of the Soda Dungeon 2 or Galaxy Pen and Paper. It's probably going to have to be Galaxy Pen and Paper though, because I'm making this video on my phone as shown by the Eevee wallpaper, and I don't know why I use an notification. I'm not looking at my phone, I'm being honest. I'm just holding it in my hand to the side as it's recording my audio, but whatever. So yeah, but basically I'm just kind of like, I haven't done a series on Soda Dungeon. I haven't done an episode of Soda Dungeon 2 in a while. And I'm thinking, if I do stop using my microphone, sure, my videos would lack in the ability to be able to hear the games I'm playing. But then again, there's not many games I'm playing right now that genuinely have characters actually talking. So until I'm playing something like Call of Duty Mobile or whatnot, or some other game that has actual voices, I see there's no real reason for me to have audio on, so you're not going to hear characters' voices. And even if I do, most of the games I play on this channel are free to play games, with the only exception being the Galaxy of Pen and Paper game, you know, and this other game that I'm planning on adding to my channel. That's right, I'm thinking about bringing a third game, but you know what, this time I might actually be able to handle the game, if you know what I mean, because like, you know, I might actually be able to upload the game. And I'm thinking of maybe, when I started doing the Soda Dungeon 2, I was normally uploading them on Sundays, and when I did the Galaxy Pen and Paper, I normally uploaded them on Wednesdays, because the first video I uploaded was on Wednesday, so I figured it's better to keep the weekly schedule so I have a whole week to record after the first upload, you know. Sadly though, that never really truly worked out. I always had like at least a week between uploads. At least a full week between uploads. At least like, it's like the upload being like not the next week, but the next week, you know, the week after next week. Luckily though, if I stop recording my mic audio, even though there's still the problem of you guys won't be able to hear the games, but I do have an upside to this. See, the thing about not being able to hear the games is the fact that if you there's a good side. I'm not good with words, okay? My family tends to not talk very much. My mom's always on her phone, and my dad's more of an action man, if you know what I mean. If you don't know, let's just say he's one of the many types to say actions speak louder than words, because he's not much of a talker, you know. So because of that, I never really have much people to talk to. So because of that, I don't have very much good vocal training. I don't talk very well. So that's one of the many upsides of me no longer having to focus on commentary. It's because I tend to talk quite a lot because of my ADHD. But because I'm not very good at talking, I'll go on like tangents a lot. Because I'm not good at like holding a conversation. Like right now, I'm talking about my ADHD and my inability to talk when I should be talking about what me not using my microphone for is going to do for my videos and how long I'm probably going to do it for. Now, to be honest, I'm recording this Easter. It is currently April 17th. Now, here's the thing. My schooling, because I'm in high school. I'm in 11th grade, meaning I have this school year and one more school year afterwards. The thing is, though, I'm in a thing called Epic Charter Schools, meaning technically, in a way, I'm homeschooled, but with like public school kind of ruling. So, like, the difference is that while public schools would get out during the pandemic and not be able to do work, I can still do my work during the pandemic, but it's still not like going on. Like I sometimes do during the pandemic. Only difference is my teacher is unable to like actually do the schoolwork. She's unable to grade it. So like knowing that, because my Epic Charter Schools, I have like 4 different types of assignments that I have to do. There's only a 5th, but apparently I'm kind of exempt from doing those or whatever. I don't know. It like depends on the teacher you get. So I'm supposed to be exempt from all those. Am I exempted? I mean, she literally removes them from my classwork. So yeah, but the 4 assignments I have to do are pre-test, mastery test, unit activities, and post-test. Now, depending on the class, a unit activity might be called a post activity or course activity instead. And the way my class structure is worked out is the fact that instead of having a certain amount of assignments I'm giving during the week and then have to finish it at the end of the week, I'm given all of my work for the entire semester right at the beginning of the semester, and I have the entire semester to get it all done. And each class has like, all the classes are supposed to be at a certain percentage done, but because some classes have different amounts of assignments and different amounts of things to be done, each assignment in the class is given a due date, and this due date is what shows this due date especially kind of shows like when you need to have it done. You don't have to have you don't have to have most work done by the actual due date, but you do have to have at least the amount done that is needed to be done by the due date to be able to stay on pace. Not only that, but one of the main things is I can actually work ahead of pace, and I could potentially, if I did my schoolwork, if I was doing it right now, if I like got to work like right away, second semester started, I could have probably, because at the beginning of the semester, I kind of did some math a little bit, and I could have potentially probably have been done with my entire semester by now, almost. I mean, almost done. I'm actually already done with one of my classes. Luckily, though, I don't have to get the full 100% of most of my classes done. I have to get like at least 80-some percent. I think my teacher said it had to be like 85, but it was okay if it was like 82, 3 or 4, or whatever. Last year, I just had to get like 80% at least. Now I have to get like 82 at least, pretty much. So like, it really has to be 85, but it's okay for it to be like 82 or 3 or 4. One of my classes I got 82%, so I'm basically done with that class for the entire rest of the semester. So yeah. Either way though, I still have schoolwork I have to do. And again, one of the main things about why I'm choosing to no longer use my microphone is because one of the main problems I have with recording videos is I can't really record when my mom's home. Because my mom tends to, how's the word, be kind of lazy. You know, she's kind of a lazy person. She's what you call a couch potato. You know, she acts like a stereotypical teenager, which is weird. Because sometimes I feel like an old man. And my mom makes me feel old, you know. Because, like, she's always on her phone or watching TV, you know. Acting like a stereotypical teenager on social media or texting her friends or whatever, her gal pals, whatever she calls them. I don't know. So yeah, but because of that, she tends to call on me to do a lot of the things around the house. Like feed the cats, get water, clean the litter boxes, take out the trash. I mean, we don't really do dishes since we got a dishwasher, but I have to load and unload it. And then sometimes I have to cook her breakfast. I mean, don't be wrong, I just have to put it in the microwave and press a few buttons, but like, still, I have to go and do it, The fact of the matter is, I have to do a lot of things for her. And the main thing, it makes me feel like I'm parenting her. And to be honest, with my mom's scoliosis and upset in her pelvis, I get back pains kind of randomly and kind of frequently. Like one thing to know in my house is it tends to be kind of a mess sometimes, especially my room, because my brother tends to have like no regard for like keeping things off the floor. Whenever he picks up something, he'll leave trash in his bed, and he'll sleep with it. And in the morning, while he's sleeping, he'll end up moving the trash from the floor to his bed, or not from the floor not from the bed to his floor. And because of that, in the morning, he's getting ready for school, and he never picks up what he puts on the floor. Anything he leaves on the floor, he leaves on the floor. He never picks it up, because and sometimes that stuff will be on his bed, so he just knocks it to the floor when he sleeps. And his excuse is that he was sleeping when it fell down. But the thing about an excuse is the fact that a lot of that stuff that's on the floor has been on the floor for literal days. Meaning he's had several hours of being awake, he could still pick it up. One thing I try to explain to him is the fact that just because you were asleep when you made the mess doesn't mean you can't clean it while you're awake. But he doesn't learn anything. His ADD and his mental issues, he kind of refuses to learn anything. He's in special ed. He refuses to learn. But either way, basically, I just want to talk, because I know once this video is over, that's it. You guys won't hear my voice ever again. There was something I was thinking about doing, because there's this song lyric that I've been having in my head for a long time. I've been singing it occasionally. I was thinking about singing that for you guys, so you guys would get one final send off of my voice. Probably just singing the small little lyric, and then just immediately ending the recording. Just so you guys get a glimpse of the actual beauty of my voice. Because here's the thing, I don't have that good of a talking voice, but when I sing, oh my voice, it is so good. One time my sister was actually, she was trying to sing a song, but she wasn't singing the lyrics right, and she was singing it kind of badly, if I'm being honest. I'm not saying she can't sing. She can draw good, but she can't really sing very good. She's artistic in her own different ways. And at one point she kept telling me, okay, usually I kept saying, well, at least I'll admit I'm not that good, And then at one point I was shush, and I just sung the lyric to how it's supposed to be sung, and she panicked. She thought that because I was saying that at least I'll admit that I'm not that good, and that when I sung, she thought I was going to sing badly. Apparently, I was so good that she told me shush, and she told my brother Eric, to sing. She was a panic. She did not realize that I could sing as good as I could, apparently. Yeah. Which I thought was hilarious. So yeah, but either way, yeah. And now I'm probably gonna have to sing before I end this video. I literally can always leave you guys a cliffhanger like that, but I'll wait till when I'm done recording. Yes, I'll see you in 18 minutes soon. About to be 19 in a few seconds, but whatever. But either way, so I just want to go over. This was the last time you guys will hear my voice for at least a year. I say at least because there are specific things that I need to, specific factors that are going to have to be gone about. Okay, for instance, I still have 2 years, counting this school year, I still have 2 school years left of school. And the thing about it is I have a month, just a little less than a month, plus the few extra days. I believe my schooling doesn't end at the exact same time public schools end, but they also don't begin at the exact same time public schools begin. My schooling begins a month later than most public schools, but it ends about 2 days later. And because of that, I think it's 26 or the 27th when my school ends. So like we either have to wait like 1 year plus 10 days and 1 month, or a year plus 1 month and 9 days. I don't remember. But the point is, you guys are gonna have to wait at least a year. I'm going to wait at least a year before I'm able to like actually record my voice for YouTube videos, until I can get like an actual somewhat place to record that isn't like surrounded by so much noise and whatnot. So yeah, but basically this is gonna be, so the pros and cons, I've gone over this a few times. Again, pro, you guys don't have to, I don't have to worry about commentary. Bonus pro, because of that pro, you guys don't have to wait so long for me to stop talking to just do something. You guys aren't left like for brief long moments of pausing. Con, I'm unable to give like pass around the knowledge that I've given and also explain a new series. For instance, one idea I had for a series was I was going to play a specific game. It's at Knights of, right there beside the Galaxy of Pen and Paper is Knights of Pen and Paper +1 edition. It's actually a mobile game. I got the PC version and the mobile version. Downside is though, similar to the Galaxy of Pen and Paper, both my PC version and mobile version are completely separate data. Because the thing about the Galaxy of Pen and Paper was that the people who make the Knights of Pen and Paper series, these are the same people who make the Galaxy of Pen and Paper game. But the Knights of Pen and Paper is also made. The regular Knights of Pen, not the Galaxy of Pen, is also made involving another studio called Paradox Interactive. Because the people who make the 3 games are Behold Studios, but Paradox Interactive are the ones who also the ones like selling the first 2 games. Now the first game, Knights of Pen and Paper, is regularly just like Behold Studios. I don't think Paradox actually had much say in it. They're just kind of the ones selling it on the Play Store. Meanwhile, part 2 has where you can actually link your progress up to a Paradox Interactive account. Meanwhile, otherwise your account's linked to most like Google or whatever. For instance, the Galaxy of Pen and Paper on Steam is linked to your Steam account. Galaxy of Pen and Paper on Google Play Store and on mobile is linked to your Google Play Store account or Google account or whatever. So yeah, and the thing about Knights of Pen and Paper 1 or +1 edition, what I got, in fact on PC you're able to get the +1 edition as kind of a bundle, meaning you're able to get the game plus DLC together. Now on mobile, when you get the game, you're only able to get just the game itself, and the DLC is just an in-app purchase you get. It's not sold as the +1 version, meaning it's sold as the regular version with the +1 as an extra DLC upgrade for 99 cents. Because of that, I didn't start with my DLC. Because of that, I wasn't able to like link my progress or anything. So because of that, I now have 2 progresses worth of Knights of Pen and Paper. Sadly though, the one downside I feel like Knights of Pen and Paper and at least Behold Studios Interactive should have done. See, there's only 3 of the pen and paper games on mobile. Meanwhile, on PC, there's a bunch of different versions of the 3 games. On PC, on part 1, you have the regular game, you have the game plus DLC, and then you have the +1 deluxe system edition of the game, which is the game kind of without the DLC content, but with like bonus, like okay, you start with more gold. You actually start with more than just the 5 gold, and plus you start with extra furniture unlocked, and you get an extra character, or that you can make an extra player character that you can use to make characters. And then meanwhile, on part 2, there's both a free edition, which is the one they got on mobile, and which can actually have your progress linked between mobile and PC. And then there's the regular game, and then there's the deluxe system version of the game. That's in 2 deluxe editions, which I actually have both the free edition and deluxe edition. Thing is though, I can't play the deluxe edition because it kind of glitched out on Steam or whatever, so I'm completely unable to play the deluxe edition of the game, which is sad because I absolutely loved it. And there was something I was doing on one of my save files where I was more or less trying to kind of like make a complete kind of like turn the file into like a wiki, like a fan wiki on the game. Because see, the thing about Knights of Pen and Paper 2 wiki is that it only tells you stuff about the free version of the game. There's no wiki for the deluxe version of the game. So because of that, I was planning on that my third save file, which on most of these types of games, except for the Galaxy of Pen and Paper, I try to make it into kind of a grinding file, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean is I'll basically have like a character set up on that file that are meant to do like massive damage to like groups of enemies and whatnot. They're made to kind of burn through battles quickly, and they're not that, but they're also given items that are supposed to boost the amount of gold they get from battles and whatnot. So because of that, they're given maximum gold increasing, gold percent boosting items, and they're built to be, and with their normal skill points, they're used to build them into being absolute, like, basically murder machines. They are made to kill. And because of that, they're made to get through battle quickly. And what I decided to do on my save file, my third save file, is I decided to try to make a team that not only allowed me to get more gold, not save gold and whatnot, but also allowed me to, in a way, boost my ability to collect resources and whatnot. So what I made as my team was I made a rich kid, I made a goth, I made a lab rat, I made a jock, and I made a bookworm. Now the reason why I chose these 5, the rich kid gains a bonus 10% gold. Oh, okay, well, as you get a 10% gold boost. The goth can be resurrected for free at any levels. That saves gold when I have to resurrect the entire team. That's one less person I have to spend money to resurrect. The lab rat has an extra trinket slot, and because of that extra trinket slot, means I can give them an extra gold percentage boosting item. The jock, well, I figured I'd make them into a monk, because if you've ever seen a jock monk in Knights of Pen and Paper 2, just know it is one of the most powerful you can ever make a character. Because the thing about the monk is one of their passive abilities is martial arts, which means they get a plus attack boost for every anti-hand slot, plus a regular base, plus critical percentage. And it's because of that, and because of the jock having 3 hand slots, it actually counts the third hand slot as one of the hand slots that gives them an attack boost. So because of that, while most characters having full anti-hands would only get times 2 to the plus whatever, the jock actually gets a plus 3 or times 3 to the plus whatever. So yeah. So because of that, I had them as kind of my single target damage dealer, and a bunch of others. I had like I had the rich kid be a mage, and the goth be a thief. Then I made the lab rat into a ninja, I'm pretty sure. I forgot what I made the bookworm though. Yeah, but basically, either way, and then they kind of just I use the bookworm because their ability element makes it so whenever fighting monsters, the bestiary index would actually fill up faster. That way I can get the data needed to fill out the bestiary file for certain mobs quicker without needing to fight them as much. So yeah. So basically because of that, I basically had a really good team set up. It was able to get pretty far, and then downsize a little later and my ability to play the game. Eventually, doing something, I was trying to play the game on my phone, using my laptop, using Steam Link, and some sort of glitch happened, where now, whenever I would play the game, whenever I'd go into like menus and whatnot, the sound would be gone, and I literally wouldn't be able to do anything. And I basically open the game, the sound's not there. A lot of the stuff would be missing. Like the entire room that the game takes place in is gone, with the only things left being the bar at the top, the buttons on the top, the Knights of Pen and Paper logo, or it's the Deluxe Edition bonus on there, the DM that sits at the table, the chairs that are at the table, and the table itself and the buttons on the table. Other than that, the entire rest of the room is gone. And downside is, because I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it like so many times, and I've also left it uninstalled for a while for so long. I literally can't even sign in with my Paradox Interactive account anymore. Meaning, even if I wanted to, I can't even go back and get those save files back. So, like, the only way I can think of that I could possibly ever play the game ever again is if I was to get one of the few consoles that can play the game. So I'd have to get myself either a Switch or like a PS4 or like an Xbox. The downside is, though, the only consoles I have are my Wii, and my PS3. I mean, I also have like a 2DS, but like that 2DS is like bananas. I mean, technically the Wii is too, but like the Wii is actually in my room. So like I don't have any console that can actually play Knights of the Pen and Paper 2 Deluxe Edition. And because of that, there's no real way I'll ever probably be able to get my save file again. Unless maybe, hopefully, they eventually bring the Deluxe Edition to mobile alongside the free edition, but I kind of doubt they're going to do that since they tend to only really upload one version of the games to mobile. I mean, don't get me wrong, they uploaded the regular version of Knights of Pen and Paper to mobile, but they also added the DLC as a in-app purchase. Meanwhile, for Galaxy of Pen and Paper, there's like two versions. There's the regular game, and there's the +1 edition of Galaxy of Pen and Paper. Which the one that they added to mobile was the +1 edition, which is also the one I got on PC, which is the +1 edition. So yeah, but basically, what's gonna happening is I'm going to just, I know I've said this like over and over again, but like I just keep coming back to it so that way I can easily branch off to the next thing. I'm just gonna be recording no audio. So because my microphone won't be recording anymore, there will be no longer any audio for any of my videos, but because I won't be recording any audio, always I won't be recording my microphone, which may be how I record the game audio. Because I won't be recording my microphone audio, I basically, it's like someone starting a vehicle alarm last night. Yeah, but basically, because I won't be recording any audio anymore, I won't have to worry about interruptions like whoever's driving that vehicle outside when my neighbors across the street from the house next to us. Whatever, but either way, I won't have to worry about going over like a checklist, like, okay, this, because I can easily just set things up. Like, don't even like I can easily pause the recording whenever I need to like go do something other than get off the device. But also won't have to worry about like, oh, this sound the call, or something to, do something or whatever. I won't have to worry about stuff like that. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm able to record for this long without someone calling for me, wanting to do something. Obviously, either way, I'm just going to, and because of me not having to go over a checklist or have to meet certain requirements to record, it means I'm going to actually be able to record a lot more. So because of this, I might potentially, if I am actually able to actually take the time to record, I might potentially start maybe uploading 2 videos a week. I'm probably just going to upload this video now. Because of it being as long as it is, I'm just going to upload this video as this Wednesday's video. But after this video, I'm probably going to, either after I finish recording this video or just after I upload this video. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be after the video recorded. But like, when it's after this video, I'm probably going to, this is going to be the last video I record with my voice in. I'm just going to say that right now. Last video I recorded with voice, last video I recorded with audio. But luckily, because I won't be recording audio, a lot of people could easily just like put on music in the background and just watch this with some like music in the background, I guess. I guess you can use something like Pandora, Spotify, or if you use YouTube on a different device or whatever. I'm not sponsored by those people, so I don't think I'll ever be sponsored if I'm being honest. But the thing is, you can still use them. Just because I'm not sponsored by them don't mean I can't, mention them. I mean, I don't use Pandora. I don't use Spotify. Honestly, I don't really care for Pandora. I don't think I've ever really given Spotify a chance though. But it's about the same. I prefer you listening to my music on YouTube. But I was saying, you can easily just like watch the video and like have basically music going on something else and listen to music while you watch my videos. If you really don't like the lack of audio. But either way, Again, last days of my voice. So I'm just trying to make sure I get a lot of words out. But as I was saying earlier, I'm planning on adding a third game to my channel. A third game to play alongside the two others because, excuse me, the thing about Knights of the Galaxy Pen and Paper series is that I'm actually keeping track of the missions that I do because I know exactly what mission is before the mission where you unlock the fourth character. And once I get to that mission, I'm going to end the episode of whatever episode I'm on at the time. Mainly because I want Jimmy here, the user Jimmy here, to basically make the decision of what I add for my next monkey. My next monkey in the Simian only right there. The monkey challenge next soon. And basically, I know I've said I added Cypher Monkey, and I can't remember what I added next. I added either the Gorilla Theme Monkey, or I added the Monkey, whatever character. Cash Chimp, I think that was what I called it. I think that was what I was going to call it, whatever. Because I had Cypher Monkey, I had Gorilla, and I had Cash Chimp, or whatever. So, like, Jimmy here is going to either need to give me the monkey he wants, he can give the class and the character type, or he can just have me choose a theme. Or he can choose a theme for me to make the monkey. I'm pretty good with themes. You can choose Psych Monkey or whatever, I don't know. But either way, I'm just going to be putting that series on a hiatus until I find some way to get Jimmy here to, maybe not appear on my channel, but like, find some way for him to actually notice the video, find some way to put it on his Discord, whatnot. And so basically, when he goes to Discord, I'm going to need to like get him to react to the video. I need him to show it on YouTube. Imagine when he sees on YouTube, I need him to basically record this video on Twitch. Then when he uploads his Twitch video to the Twitch stream to the YouTube video, we need him to keep in the section where he goes over my monkey scenario, over the monkey creation explanation, and I'm going to need him to basically show on the YouTube video what he chooses for his monkey. Otherwise, he can just comment on one of the two videos. So basically, to whether this video or the monkey video, on what monkey he would like to see. And once he's commented, I can make that monkey and I can see a series. So like, just to make sure I'm not, I want to try uploading like 2 videos a week. I want to try it, but it requires me to do mute videos, have my no recording, so that way I'm not having to do a preparation, sort of ritualistic sort of thing for the videos. But luckily, if I'm not recording audio, I won't have to worry as much about background noise. So because of that, I will be able to record more videos, and I could potentially get a good like group of videos uploaded. I could probably potentially upload maybe 2 or 3 times a week, as long as I have the free time to record the 2 or 3 times a week. Because again, I tend to record like 30-minute videos, even just like quick update video. It's already at 38, 30 or whatever. Just 30. So yeah, but basically, I'm just going to put like the Galaxy Pen and Paper series on hiatus or whatever it's called. And then, which means I'm going to have to focus more on the Soda Dungeon game, Soda Dungeon 2. And I'm probably going to start by uploading like some more Soda Dungeon 2. I'm probably going to start like uploading Soda Dungeon 2 on Sundays, and then the Pen and Paper series is going to be on Wednesdays or Saturdays. But because I'm going to have to put that on hiatus for a little while until I can get once I get to a certain point, there's actually another game that, as I said earlier, I was going to play, which is the Pen and Paper +1 edition game. And just something to know, just like the Galaxy Pen and Paper, I have in fact already not beaten the game, but unlocked basically all there is to unlock. And similarly to how I was talking about Knights of Number 2 earlier, and how my third file was a grinding file, I have also made the third file of this game into a grinding file, because this time, again, it's like Knights of Number 2, gold goes between files and whatnot. So yeah, but basically, I'm probably gonna wait though before I introduce the next My Favorite One game, because I want to do it similar to how I'm doing like the Simian only of the Galaxy Hunter. I want to add like a new like challenge to the kind of like a new like level of challenge to the next My Favorite game as well. Difference is though there's like a few different challenge ideas I have in mind, and some of them I could probably do like together as like a group thing. For instance, one challenge idea I had was to try to beat the game using only passive abilities. And what I mean by this is that basically I'm only going to allow myself to upgrade the passive abilities, and whenever I get in the battle, I'm not allowed to use any active base abilities. Meaning the only thing I'm allowed to do in battle is basically do basic attack, shield, and use items. Whatever you can heal or whatnot. I mean, I guess I could allow myself to flee too if necessary. But either way, I'm not allowed to use like any actual abilities. So, but the thing is though, because one of the things I have in the game is the thing called the miniatures, which is one of the 5 tabletop items. So I have all 5 of them. And because of that, it means all my characters will start with a +1 to all of their skills. So because of that, all of them are already going to have the, like +1 to their passive abilities already and 1 to their active abilities. Meaning that no matter what, my characters are going to have their active abilities unlocked. So I'm just going to have to try not to instinctively almost use an active ability, mainly because of whatever. Not only that, but the challenge is just trying to beat the game as passively as possible. That's what we're going to call the challenge. Trying to be as favorite as passively as possible. And one thing I was thinking about doing to kind of add on to the passiveness of this thing, because I'm not doing it as a passive fist, I'm trying to beat the game passively with little like action. And by with little action, I mean like little activating, like little doing things on my part, you know. And I was thinking about for the beginning at least, I was going to, well, let's try using like the Confuser Rug in the game, because the Confuser Rug gives characters like an extra bonus 30% experience, but it also makes it so whenever you get in the battle, you can no longer choose the targets of your character's attacks, which luckily doesn't mean that they're placed under some form of like actual confusion. It just means you can't choose who's like what enemy they attack. They won't end up attacking each other, which I'm glad I tested it to find out. They won't end up attacking each other, but they won't like. But that also means they won't like specifically target any enemies. And the other thing I found out with testing this is that when using the Confuser Rug, they also won't do any actual abilities. So they won't like actually use abilities, and they also won't like use items. So like that'll be like limiting myself, where like I won't be able to use any items in battle, specifically because like with the Confuser Rug making it so they just randomly use their basic attack, or they use their guaranteed use their basic attack, but like on a random opponent. So yeah. But basically, then the other few challenges that I had was one, I was thinking of more or less like I was gonna have a rule where I was only allowed to use the 4 female characters. And when I say the 4 female characters, I mean specifically the Mrs. Goldberry, Flowers, the Grandma, and I forgot what the 4th female is. I always forget what the 4th female is. You know, there's Goldberry, Flowers, and Grandma, and then there's like one 4th one I always forget. Oh yeah, I remember it's Paris. Yeah, I always forget Paris, which is weird because she's the one I use for all my characters in the grinding file. Obviously, I would try to beat the game using only those 4 characters. And it's supposedly the challenge is the fact that I am not able to have a full team, and at the same time I'm using only the female characters. So like, kind of like a woman's empowerment video, really. Which as a straight white male, I kind of have no real reason to do it. It's kind of just seems kind of neat, you know. And then there's a third idea for a challenge where basically I was going to try to beat the game using only the random magic properties items in the shop. Meaning when using and going and getting an item in the shop, I'd only get the items that have their random magic properties as their description. Meaning everything I equip would basically be completely randomized. through the game itself. You know, it'd be like the closest thing you can get to like a randomizer in this game. And I was thinking as like kind of a little bonus randomness to it. I was going to, whenever creating a character, I was going to use a random number generator. I was going to assign every single character creation feature a random number. And basically, with the random number, I would put it through a random number generator. And I was going to have like a random number generator basically decide my team. Basically. And then whenever getting skill points, when the skills, I was going to also use a random number generator to do that as well. I wasn't going to like obviously randomly generate like what enemies I'm attacking about, what skills he's about. But like most of the other things about the team would be like completely randomized in a way. Even though there's no way like I genuinely mod the game to make everything random, especially with the fact that it's a mobile game, I can still like make up the randomness to it by using a random number generator. I can't like make it so classes skill have like random skills or anything like that, which would probably be pretty cool. But I can like randomize more or less the basic things using like random number generation and the game's own RNG and whatnot. So yeah, but either way, this is like many different challenges. Like one challenge I had, like there's like 2 or really 3 specific challenges that involve like just like trying to beat the game with like a limited amount of characters. One challenge idea was just to beat the game using only the first 2 characters that I make. Basically meaning beating the game using only the limited amount. Basically just limiting my team to the minimum amount of characters possible. I mean, I only allow myself to use like 2 characters in my team at a time, whatever. And then the third challenge was basically trying to limit myself to just 3 characters, specifically because the fact that basically in the game, before there's an item you have to get to be able to make a full team of 5, and without that item you only have a maximum of 3. So like I was thinking, okay, well, let's see if you could actually beat the game without using the benefits of this item, even though I already have the item. So I was just like, just not make a 4th character pretty much, is what I was gonna do. So yeah, but basically, yeah, and then the third challenge idea was similar to the 3 character only challenge. The only difference being that one of the characters would only be able to do their passive abilities along with only 1 active ability, and the other 2 would only be able to do just their passive abilities. I was kind of like I was going to try to like make the team into kind of like a boss team. I was going to theme it around like the fact of the boss fights, how almost all of them involve just like 1 majorly tough enemy, along with 2 just like randomly kind of mild tough enemies and whatnot. So basically because of that, it's just going to be like my team was going to be based around like the boss fights. How you face like 3 enemies with like 1 of them having an actual ability and the other one having like maybe an effect that it can do an attack or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, most of the enemies do have some sort of like the non-bosses do kind of tend to have like an actual attack, like I think other than their basic attack that they can do. Honestly, other enemies tend to just not sometimes. So I was gonna make my team maybe feel a little bit more like an actual boss fight. I mean, don't get me wrong, most actual boss fights tend to have 2 of the same allies with the boss. And because of the Knights of Pen, Paper, and Ice, all the Pen, Paper games, they're limiting you to only 1 of the characters or of a specific class. That meant I would have to basically get 2 separate classes. I would more or less I would either have to pick 2 classes with about the same level of stats, or 2 classes with about the same level of past abilities, or I just have to do like a barbarian and a hunter. In which case, that's because those 2 are the only 2 that have more than 1 passive ability. Which is probably what I would do. Either way though, let's get 49. This is pretty a quick update, and it's longer than most of my actual videos. I probably should have actually recorded a gameplay for this. Could have turned this into an actual gaming video, but yeah, whatever. Better better to do this is this. That way I can actually better off actually record the game video more easily. Either way, I'm probably going to end up, when I do the actual Knights of Pen and Paper Plus 1 Edition series, I'm probably just going to do it as a regular, probably just only passive abilities playthrough, because it's probably like the easiest challenge I can actually do. And I'm not saying it is easy, because it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other challenges probably are in fact a lot easier, like beating the game using only the 4 female characters, or potentially like just beating the game but it's completely randomized. I mean, don't get me wrong, the randomized probably actually be harder because I would probably end up using things I have no idea how to use, and I wouldn't be able to get like my abilities like min-max like I always do. But basically, more or less, there's the fact of the matter that with only using passive abilities allows me to like use the Confuser Rug. I mean, I can gain like 30% more experience, and also at the same time, want to be able to kind of, well, I just want to be able to more or less boost the powers of the characters and be able to level them up faster. Probably, because like one thing I'll probably also end up doing is giving them, kind of using the same kind of equipment setup that I do for one of my files I'm using right now. Because I'm currently using all 3 of my save files, so I'm going to have to delete one of them if I want to, or not really delete, but like create a new game on one of them before I'm actually able to make the user series. And I already know which one I'm probably going to end up deleting, because one of them is obviously the grinding file, which I need to use for experience and gold and whatnot. Use for gold and experience. And then the other one, which is my second save file, I'm actually trying to beat the game using a specific team setup that's supposed to be made to be kind of like my family, in a way. I made my dad into a character, made my mom into a character, I made myself into a character, made my brother and sister into a character as well. And one thing I did when making the characters for them is that I made the characters, like, I didn't choose, like, specific characters for a specific reason. For instance, my brother, I made him the grandma character, the little brother, instead of actually making him the little brother character. I say he's little brother, but he's only, like, 2 years younger than me. Yeah. But, like, either way, I could have made him the little brother because of the unquiet and extra speed, but thing is, I feel like giving him the extra speed and initiative and then making it unquiet is not as much like him as much as like the grandma having loud and extra threat. I feel makes more sense on my brother, because even I'll like smack around a bit. He is one of those people who gets very annoying, and he is a very loud talker. He's not unquiet, but he's just loud. I don't even know if like unquiet is actually, you know, say the little brother character's passively. My brother is very mentally slow, like extremely slow, to the point where he takes so long to think about what he's trying to say that he will just say something completely different entirely. Not even including the situation. He'll spend literally about like a whole 3 minutes without saying a response to every question. And then when he does say a response, it has nothing to do with the actual conversation. You know, it's just something that he wants to talk about. That's not even close to conversation. So yeah, but basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and, honestly, this is getting about an hour long. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and, I know I said I would sing before I ended this. Don't worry, I'm still gonna sing. I just need to go over just the final like checklist. Okay, so this is the last video you guys hear my voice. After this, I'm just gonna have no audio in my games because I can't record the internal audio of my device when playing games. The only way I can actually record my game audio is actually through my microphone. So because of that, I'll be unable to record audio for my games. So you guys will only get visual from my videos now. And not only that, but basically, and because of me no longer recording audio, it means I'll probably be able to upload more. Meaning I might potentially start uploading 2 videos a week instead of the usual 1 every 2 weeks. 1 every 3 weeks sometimes. And then Not only that, but I might potentially be starting a new series on the channel of a game called Knights of Pen and Paper, in which case I will be making a team and only using their passive abilities. Because that's the challenge I'm probably going to going with, since it seems more like, it seems like it'd be more like well drawn out, or not well drawn out, but like it'd be more like withstandable, more like easy to like handle, I guess. Either way though, we're just using just the passive abilities. And I'm still going to be doing Soda Dungeon 2 videos. There'll be more of those soon. I'll be uploading those on Sundays. I'll be doing the pen and paper games, both of them on Wednesdays. I'm gonna finish up, I'm gonna get to the Galaxy Pen and Paper first though. Before I start uploading Knights of Pen and Paper 1, I want to get to a specific point in Galaxy of Pen and Paper. I want to get to the point where before I unlock my 4th character, that way you guys will know at the point where, so like basically the mission before I get to my 4th character, I'm going to actually spoil it for you guys. There's actually a mission where we have to save this robot called Horse, and it literally looks like a horse, and once you get the horse to its home planet or whatever, after receiving a dice from it, which is like an energy core or whatever, I forget, but the point is, after you're putting horse back on its planet, and then afterwards, after getting the dice, once you leave the planet, the next mission basically requires you to make your 4th character. So once we get a horse back on his home planet, I'm going to head to the ship, end the episode, whatever episode it is it's going to be on, and then I'm going to not make any more episodes until Jimmy here has decided the fate of the final monkey. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to honestly just never make any more Simeon characters. I might end up making more than just the 4th Simeon character. But the first 4 are going to be like the main standpoints of the team. Because of that, I want Jimmy here to make the 4th monkey. I already made like Sniper Monkey as like the main monkey of his channel. But I want Jimmy here to choose like the 4th like actual monkey member. So yeah. So again, no more audio after this video. More videos after this video. And an entire 3rd series will be coming to join the 3 series I've been doing on my channel. Don't know, I haven't done Soda Dungeon 2 in a long while, but that's because my tablet, I have to record on that, and I can't barely record the other videos for Galaxy Pen and Paper and whatnot. So yes, but basically, again, no more audio and videos after this video. More videos after this video. And potentially a new series. So that'll be all. And since we got 3 minutes, or 3 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and I told you guys I was saying. Oh, here I go. Yeah, let me just, I forgot the lyrics. What's the song? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. So yeah, so I don't know if the mic heard that right. I know microphones tend to not like my voice. There's a potential chance that sounded pretty much how it really sounded, or there's a potential chance that sounded like garbage. Either way, that's going to be the end of the video, of this quick update video. Literally about to be literally 59 minutes. I know I'm still going to title this quick update, but it's going to be like 59 minutes, so like, you know what I should do? I should probably wait till this is actually an hour. Just like quick update, literally an hour long. Just so I can see this on one of those like Reddit videos or whatnot. Oh well. That's going to be it for now. So again, this is the last time you hear my voice. Bye. If I can just get this. Okay.